Now, this is what one would usually visualize if somebody said Mercedes-Benz. Now, there are those who would say that Mercedes-Benzes would typically appeal to those with thinning hairlines and graying temples, but it's just not the case anymore, is it? Just look at their current lineup. So it's time to shed that old connotation. Mercedes-Benzes of the present are fun to drive, modern, and dynamic. And one of the cars that started it all and still drives that point home is the Mercedes-Benz C-Class. So what we have here is the new and updated Mercedes-Benz C-Class, specifically the C180 model. Now, from its subtle and elegant front end, that flowing roofline, all the way to that neatly styled rear end, the Mercedes C-Class has always been classically understated, like it always was. But you may have noticed a break in tradition. See, this is the avant-garde model, and it doesn't have a hood star. Yes, I know they haven't been putting a hood star since the previous generation C-Class and Select models, but you have to admit, it makes it look more modern and streamlined. And because this is the avant-garde model, instead of a hood star, you get this big, bold, three-pointed star right on the grille. Now, the avant-garde also comes with these alloy wheels, and they even gave it sport suspension to make it drive like a dream, but more on that later. But first, let's hop on board. Inside the C-Class, it is a nice and cozy feeling. There's leather and soft touch materials just about everywhere your hands go. And it gives you this feeling that you're in something really special. Of course, this is a Mercedes-Benz, so you wouldn't expect less, wouldn't you? But the highlight here has to be the instrument cluster and the infotainment system. Now, the instrument cluster is fully digital and it's actually customizable too. So you can change the look of your digital dials depending on what mood you fancy. Now, for the infotainment system, it practically controls almost every aspect of the car. From your air conditioning, your entertainment and all that, and even how the car drives and how much fuel you're consuming and all that. And most importantly, it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is a must in this segment. This next bit may sound a bit geeky, but I promise you might enjoy this part. Have you always wanted to set up a car at the press of a button? Well, you can in the C-Class. Here you can select various drive modes from Eco, the Comfort, the Sport, and even Sport Plus. Now, the best part is you can also individually change settings of the car. So that's from the steering, the engine, and the transmission, allowing you to truly personalize your C-Class. So you want to see it in action? Well, let's hit the road. So you're probably wondering what I'm doing here in the backseat of the C-Class. And that's because I want to show you guys that even if this car has the driver in mind, this is still a very comfortable car to ride in. Even if it does have sport suspension, it doesn't jar you around, and it's very smooth when it's cruising down the road. Now, the best part about the C-Class too, it's very quiet in here, cocooning you out of the outside world. But enough about that. It's actually time we really do take the wheel this time. Pablo?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you take the day off? I think I want to have a spin behind this car.
Why, thank you, sir.
All right, I'll take it from here.
How am I supposed to go home?
Now that we have the car to ourselves, we'll show you what this car can really do. Now, forget all connotations that Mercedes-Benz are chauffeur-driven only. The C-Class is a totally different animal. Direct, precise steering, sharp reflexes, and feel and feedback are just some of the things you'll experience in this C-Class. Around these winding roads, the C-Class inspires confidence, pulling you out of corners with finesse and gusto. Thanks to the precise steering and the feel and feedback of this car, it is a fantastic feeling when you're behind the wheel of this. If you want the car to be even more exciting, simply hit it to Sport Plus mode, and the car goes from being dynamic to being alive. And while it says C180 on the trunk lid, it feels like you're driving a 2-liter engine thanks to a turbocharged mill. There's also stacks of torque too, so it never feels like it's running out of breath, especially right now we're going up and down hills. And that also makes it great for overtaking too. I can go on and on telling you just how good this new C-Class is to drive. I can get into the nerdy details too, on why it drives so good. But here's the thing, all the explaining I could say won't even come close to what it actually feels like behind the wheel. It's something you must experience firsthand, and taking it out for a test drive is a good start. Book a test drive, there is no harm in trying it out. That way, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you already own a Mercedes-Benz, take the wheel. You'll be pleasantly surprised that the experience up front is just as pleasant as the experience at the back. Besides, your driver deserves that day off, don't you think? Where is Pablo, by the way?